Hello everyone, welcome to the daily newspaper analysis of the Shankar IAS Academy, and today's current affairs is for the day 20th of March 2025. So these are the topics for discussion. The first article discusses about the findings found in the free speech index in relation to the freedom of speech. The next two articles 2 and 3 are different schemes and the recent developments being made, and the last article World Sparrow Day 2025 discusses about the importance of sparrow. So without any much delay, let's get into the articles discussion one by one along with the prelims practice question. But there's just a small announcement to be made. So the PDF for all of these articles would be provided in the Shankar IAS Parliament website, and the link for that would be provided in the description below. So through clicking through that link, you would be directed to the website and the PDF would be available in the downloadable format. Now let's get into the articles discussion. Now look into the news. India ranked 24th out of 33 in the free speech index. So why it is in the news? The Future of Free Speech Index was recently released by the Future of Free Speech think tank, and they surveyed countries, and India was ranked 24th out of the 33 surveyed countries. So let us first know what is about the index. The index was conducted by the Future of Free Speech, a US based independent think tank. So we all know a think tank is a research organization which is used for analysis, policy, regulations, implementations, recommendations, and also it brings in opinions through various sectors such as the government, security, economy, and so on. So here in India, we can take Niti Aayog as the example of a think tank, and also CEEW, that is the Council of Energy and Environment and Water. So looking into the contents of the index, here the survey is based on 8 questions, where 3 would be general questions and 5 would be concrete questions or a particular questions. So we should know what is the importance of this index. It is primarily to highlight the importance of free speech in a country basically. So we all believe, and it is all believed, that especially for our Constitution of India, freedom of speech is one of the cornerstone of the democracy, and it is one of the fundamental right which enables people to bring in their expression of opinions. It brings in challenge, it brings in opinions to challenge the authority present, and also it brings in open debate and discussion. So in the index, the key findings were there is decline in the free speech across the countries. Here they have found that more countries have seen a decline than improvement since 2021. So we should know this period was the second wave of COVID, and there were emergence of digital space also. I mean, more usage of digital space. So here, looking into the India's rank, it was ranked for 24th out of 33 with the score of 62.6, and it is positioned between the country like South Africa and Lebanon. Now let us see the global trend which has been found through the index versus the exception. Here they have found that in general trends, where there are strong public support for free speech, are often correlated with high levels of freedom. So if there is support, if there is increase of strong public support for the freedom of speech, there is again a increase of high level of freedom. So this is how the general trend is, but there are exceptional countries which works opposite to it. Here, for example, country like India, Hungary and Venezuela, they have high public support for free speech. People are in support for free speech, but relatively there are limited sources or limited government action when it comes to actual freedom of expression, and this is was found through the index. Now looking into the global performance, democratic nations such as the largest countries, declines in free speech observed. So we can take United States, Israel and Japan as the surveyed countries to be found. Next, looking into the top performers where there is freedom of speech and there is no limitation on their actual freedom of expression, it is topped by the Scandinavian countries. So these countries dominated the rankings. It includes Norway, which ranks the first, then Denmark, Sweden are ranked the highest. Now looking into countries of Asia, here certain countries have seen biggest improvements. For example, Indonesia, Malaysia, Pakistan, but still Asia as a whole were ranked lower overall, and also it includes India. And looking into authoritarian leaning nations, here for example Hungary and Venezuela have scored high despite of the government's control. So we can see how these countries are exceptional on the global trend, but still they are ranked high. So we can see the variations in the rank in itself. So through this index, we need to understand the legal protection and legal importance for free speech. Article 19 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights guarantees freedom of expression, and it is critical for upholding democracy and accountability worldwide. So in India, it is Article 19 in our Indian Constitution, which speaks about the importance of freedom of speech and expression. So therefore, we should understand how the global trend shows an overall decline in the free speech, and also the report says that it addresses the India's paradox. They say that in spite of having limited actual freedom, people of India feel that there has been increase in the strong public demand for increase of speech. So there need to be more policy changes to safeguard our freedom of speech in our democratic nation. So I hope the article is clear. Let us look into a prelims practice question. Which factor makes India an exception in free speech index? It is the option B, high support for free speech but limited actual freedom. We can't take option A because it is not low support. Then we can't take option C, high actual freedom but low public support. No. Then D, no relationship between support and actual freedom, which is also extreme. Now look into the news. Our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has recently launched a dedicated mobile app for the PMIS scheme. So here why it is in the news, because the internship application window for the pilot round 2 of that particular scheme is open from the year of 2025. So this is an interesting scheme. First we'll see what the scheme is all about. The PMIS is abbreviated for Prime Minister's Internship Scheme. So it provides internship opportunities to 1 crore youth over the next 5 years, that is from 2025 to 2000. So here there is integration of the internet and the technology through the mobile app for the ease regulation as well as for the easing of the financial inclusion. Now let us look into the implementation and key agencies involved. First, it is implemented by Ministry of Corporate Affairs and also by the Indian Corporate Law Services cadre officers. So along with this nodal ministry for implementation, there is also involvement of Regional Directorate Northwestern. So it brings in many governmental and organizational bodies in that particular region. For example, we can take State Staff Commission for the staff selection. So their aim is to bring in key implementing agency at the regional level. Now looking into the pilot project 1 and announcement of that particular scheme, here it was launched on October 3rd of 2024 to provide 1.25 lakh internship opportunities, and it was announced in Union Budget of 2024 to 2025. Now looking into the eligibility criteria or the target group, it involves individuals aged between the 21 to 24 years, and the conditions is they should not be enrolled in any full-time academic programs and they should not be currently employed. Now looking into the distinctive features of the scheme, here they bring in the 12-month paid internship in top Indian companies. Next, they bring in valuable professional exposures to different companies and certification from top 300 companies. So the benefits of the scheme, first they give monthly assistance, so that is 5,000 rupees per month for 12 months. They bring in one-time grant, that is 6,000 for incidental expenses. Next, they bring in professional experience at least for 6 months for the youth, and they provide certificate from leading companies for their experience. Now looking into the mobile app features, here they browse opportunities and submit the applications, having real-time updates on the application status and also having intuitive interface with the seamless navigation. So there is ease of regulation, as I told before. And next, the key features of the app is it brings easy registration through the Aadhaar face authentication, then having personalized dashboard for tracking applications and real-time alerts for the upload. So it stands as a one pot or a one place center for all of the concerns related to from the application service to the updation service. So here the scheme ultimately aims to empower the youth through structured internships, the importance of internships for the development of skills. The mobile app makes the applications and tracking even more easier for the for the youth to not worry, and thus it stands as a major step in skilling and employability enhancement. So I hope the article is clear. Let's look into a prelims practice question. Which government body is responsible for implementing PMIS? And the option is C, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Now look into the news. This article is from the PIB source. Here the government has formulated and it has been implementing the National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction, that is the NAPDDR. So this scheme was implemented first from 2018 to 2023 as a 5-year plan, and now recently it has been implementing more recent developments under this scheme. So the ultimate aim is to bring curb of the drug abuse through various initiatives, bringing in measures to prevent drug abuse and combating illegal drug trade. So the nodal ministry here is Ministry of Social Justice and Environment. Now the scheme has many recent developments and we will be seeing details of the each and developments that has been implementing through these recent years. First is the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. So here it is launched nationwide through master volunteers where they bring in aim to make the districts a drug free area. Next is the integrated rehabilitation centers for the addicts, that is the IRCAS. So here they are providing services such as the treatment for the drug victims, bringing in preventive educations and awareness, bringing in initiatives such as the motivational counseling, detoxification and rehabilitation centers, and bringing in the ideology of social reintegration of the drug victims into the society back. Now next is the community based peer led intervention, that is the CPLI centers. So here their main aim or focus is on vulnerable children and adolescents who are at the risk of the drug abuse in the particular area. And next is the outreach and drop-in centers, that is the ODICS. Here they provide safe and secure space for the treatment and rehabilitation. So it includes initiatives such as screening, counseling, referral means bringing in procedures to get over the concerns by the victims, and also reintegration services. The next initiative is the addiction treatment facilities, that is the ATFs. Here it is established in the government hospitals through AIMS, that is the All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi. So AIMS also comes under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So we can see how many ministries are integrated for the eradication of the drug abuse. Next is the district de-addiction centers, that is the DDACs. So here it provides all three services of the IRCA, ODIC and CPLA under one roof. So we have seen it brings in the all services of the community based peer led intervention, outreach and drop-in centers, and also integrated rehabilitation centers for the addicts. Next recent development is the National Institute of Social Defense, NISD. Here they conduct awareness programs and sensitization sessions. It collaborates with the NCRT's Kendriya Vidyalaya to bring in more awareness in the grassroots level through the school educations. Next is Navchetna models and teacher training. So it is led by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment again. So here they bring in target students, that is from the 6th to 10th standard, teachers and parents, to focus on having awareness on drug dependence, having coping strategies and life skills for the drug victims also. So the NAPDDR aims through multiple stakeholders and through multiple initiatives to reduce drug abuse through multi-level interventions. They are collaborations across various ministries, as I told before, and different agencies, helps to ensure effective implementation of those initiatives. Thus, bringing in continued awareness and de-addiction efforts helps for the increase of the drug-free society, especially for a country like India. So I hope the article is clear. Now let's look into a prelims practice question. Which of the following is not an initiative under NAPDDR? So here option D is the right answer. National Decriminalization of Drug Abuse Use Program is not under the NAPDDR. Now look into the news. This article is from the PIB. So the World Sparrow Day of 2025 is celebrated on March 20th to raise awareness about the declining sparrow populations in the alarming rate. So here the initiation and the theme is given below. First, it was started by the Nature Forever, a bird conservation organization which was started in 2010. So in 2025, the theme for the particular day is a tribute to nature's tiny messenger. So let us see the reason on why it is called the tiny messenger. First, it aids to the pollination and seed dispersal, which is one of the important environmental service. And the next significance of these sparrows is they control the insect population, and they also enhance the biodiversity in both the rural and urban areas. So it signifies the biodiversity health altogether. Now the news is how there are threats been to the sparrow population. So first reason is through the toxic compounds from the unleaded petrol. So unleaded petrol is a type of petrol or a gasoline where it does not use the compounds. So, by our country as well as by the US and throughout the world, there has been eradication of the usage of petrol with the lead compound, as it led to a lot of toxicity in the environmental. So, in India by 2000, we have banned the usage of petrol using the lead. Now the new problem is without the usage of lead, that is the usage of the unleaded petrol have led to the formation of new problems such as the release of the hydrocarbons such as benzene. So benzene, it brings in problems such as respiratory diseases, air pollution, and also it has the tendency to cause cancer. So because of these toxic compounds, it has been as a major threat to the sparrows. And next is the usage of pesticide, where it harms the insect, where these insects are the major food sources. As we have seen, it controls the insect population. So if the sparrows consume insect which has been affected through the pesticide, it stands as the major threat to the sparrows. And one of the reason for the threat is the urbanization, where it reduces their nesting spaces to the sparrows. So these are the threats for the sparrow population. So looking into the conservational efforts, Save the Sparrow campaign was started by Jagat Kinhabla and also the Kodugal Trust Initiative in Chennai, which works for the conservation efforts of the sparrow, where it involves the school children as well as the local communities for raising awareness and protection. So this is the article. Now let's look into a prelims practice question. Which of the following is a major reason for decline in sparrow population? And the answer is C. Unleaded petrol releasing toxic compounds. Now there is a bonus question which combines all the topics that we have discussed for the students. Which of the following statements is true? The first statement, PMIS provides an internship duration of 6 months in government institutions. The next statement, NAPDDR is implemented by the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Next article, India ranks among the top 10 in the Free Speech Index 2025. And option D, house sparrow was declared Delhi state bird in 2002. So which of these statements are correct? Put it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you are at the end of the video. Don't forget to give a like, comment and a share. And to further not to miss any other content, subscribe to our channel. Thank you and have a nice day.